This is my project along with my other group mates, Bomik and Aditya, and then me, Shiven. And so ultimately it's called AI diagnosis because it's based off healthcare, but we'll get more into that. So what the problem statement and the objective is that people all around the world have problems diagnosing diseases, right? And so considering there are so many, like, you can't blame them. But some don't even have enough money to schedule a doctor's appointment, have enough money to get there, and there are just so many other problems that interfere with it. So the objective of this project is to develop an AI program that solves these problems. And so it discovers what diseases you may have in a matter of seconds through like identifying what symptoms you have. So for the methodology part one, the first step we took in this project was finding a secure CSV file, which for your clarity means Excel. And so we found it with necessary information to train the AI model. For example, it has a lot of symptoms, a lot of diseases, so the AI can be trained properly. And so as a group, we finalized on a data set posted on Kaggle, which is a website that just contains a lot of data sets. And this CSV file that we found had 377 rows and 246,000 columns. And unfortunately, we had to use 2,000 columns because due to memory errors, and I'll explain more when I get there. And so after finding CSV file, we started building the code. So for our part two, after preparing the data set, we cleaned and organized the data for accuracy. And we trained the AI model using the Kaggle dataset to recognize patterns and symptoms. And so by patterns, we mean binary numbers. Like with the Excel file, it showed binary numbers, 0 representing it is not like this disease does not have the symptom, 1 meaning this symptom is correlated to this disease. And so the model was then tested to ensure it could predict diseases reliably with a strong % accuracy. And so along this process, we refined the code and improved performance to make the AI faster. And also, to match the memory limits to our program, we prepared and adjusted the data carefully, 98 to 70%, which is a pretty big drop down, but 70% isn't too bad considering there are 246,000 files. And once again, I'll explain more in depth when we get to the code. And so for our part three, we built the front end of the website using Streamlit, which lets us create the layout and the design. The background used an RGB color scheme, and we bolded letters to emphasize important text. And so the front end is a visible part of the site, while the back end is behind the scenes code for your clarity. And so when running this code, we ran into multiple memory errors in all the applications we used because the AI can't comprehend 246,000 columns, so obviously we had to shorten it. And so our conclusion is that many people struggle to diagnose diseases, and not everyone can afford a doctor. And so our
Shiven,
yeah.
Can you switch your mode to presentation mode in Canva?
Yeah. Sorry, I should have done that. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Do you want me to start from all the first slide?
It's all right. You can continue.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, I should have done that before. Okay, so hold on, let me go to slide. All right, so the conclusion of this presentation is that many people struggle to diagnose diseases, and not everyone can afford a doctor. Our project's goal is to build an AI program that identifies possible diseases in literally seconds. AI diagnosis was created to bridge these gaps in healthcare, and it makes diagnosis more accessible, efficient, and supportive for those in need with just a couple clicks on your device. Okay. You want me to? Yeah.
Yeah. Can you restart it from the beginning, the entire presentation?
Yeah. Sorry. Okay. All right. So this is AI diagnosis developed by me and my teammates, Shiven, Bomik, and Aditya. I'm Shiven, by the way. All right. So our problem statement plus the objective. People all around the world have problems diagnosing diseases considering there are so many. Some don't even have enough money to schedule a doctor's appointment or even like get transportation to there. And there are just so many problems that can interfere with it. And so the objective of this project is to develop an AI program that solves these specific problems. And it can discover what diseases you may have in a matter of seconds. So for our methodology part one, the first step we took into this project was finding a secure CSV file with the necessary information to train the AI model. And so as a group, we finalized on the dataset posted on Kaggle, which is just a website that holds a bunch of datasets. And so this specific CSV file had 377 rows containing all the diseases and 246,000 symptoms in binary code. And so after finding the CSV file, we started building the code. After preparing the dataset, we cleaned and organized the data for accuracy. And so we trained the AI model using the Kaggle dataset to recognize patterns and symptoms. And by patterns, once again, I mean binary code like 0 representing this disease is not correlated to the symptom. However, if it's 1, yes, this disease is correlated to the symptom. And so the model was then tested to ensure it could predict disease reliably with a strong % accuracy. And so also along this process, we refined the code and improved performances to make the AI faster as we ran into memory issues all along the way. And so also to match the memory limits to our system, we prepared and adjusted the data set carefully, which had a significant drop in the accuracy, but considering it had 246,000 columns and like 377 rows, it's really not a bad number if you think about it. And so the third thing we did in this project was we built the front end of this website using Streamlit, which let us create a layout and design. This background used an RGB scheme, and we bolded letters to emphasize important text. And for your clarity, the front end is the visible part of the site, while the back end is the behind the scenes code. And so when running this code, we ran into various memory errors in the application used, like I said before. And so our conclusion is that many people struggle to diagnose diseases and not everyone can afford a doctor. Our project goal is to build an AI program that identifies possible diseases in seconds based off the user input. And so AI diagnosis was created to bridge these gaps in healthcare, and it makes diagnosis more accessible, efficient, and supportive for those in need with just a couple clicks on your device. All right. That's it.
All right.
That's all I have.
All right. It was a really great presentation, Shivan. Can